Alabama football's running back Jam Miller has gone down with an upper body injury. I'll break down the latest on Miller in this video. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Subscribe with the notification bell. Be notified when I drop content on the YouTube channel. As always, I'm Justin Smith, the Director of Recruiting and Managing Editor here at Touchdown Alabama. Miller went down with an upper body injury during the Crimson Tide's latest scrimmage, which happened on yesterday on Saban Field in Bryant-Denny Stadium. Most reports started to surface on Saturday evening, saying that Miller suffered this injury. Those reports prompted Kellen DeBoer to release a statement on Sunday morning, which confirmed those reports. And this is what Kellen DeBoer's statement read. Jam Miller suffered an upper body injury in Saturday's scrimmage and went in for a procedure on Saturday evening. Jam should recover fully, with the timetable for his return yet to be determined. With the timetable for his return yet to be determined, I think it brings a lot of things to the forefront. First off, the Crimson Tide's running back room and how it would possibly look if Jam Miller could not go early on in the season. Miller is the guy who was expected to be the Crimson Tide's featured running back during this 2025 football season. And if you guys have been following the Crimson Tide's fall camp, whenever Alabama's coaching staff has talked about the running back room, it has been an emphasis put on Jam Miller, with Ryan Grubb describing him as the man in that running back room, him as a leader, but also him being a guy who's ready to be a weapon out of the backfield for the Crimson Tide. Alabama also talked about there being a competition in their running back room for running back number 2, basically guys fighting for carries behind Miller. Guys who were mentioned in that battle were guys like Daniel Hill and Trey Washington, a Louisiana transfer, and also have Richard Young, who's projected to be the favorite to be running back number 2. If you had asked most Alabama fans at the end of the 2024 football season, especially after Justice Haynes decided to transfer to Michigan. So now the question basically becomes who steps up in Jam Miller's spot. Like I said, those guys who I mentioned earlier, like Dre Washington, like not Jam Miller, of course, like Dre Washington, like Daniel Hill, and also like Richard Young. Those are the 3 guys who have been mentioned the most by Alabama's coaching staff in terms of guys who could possibly get meaningful snaps here in this 2025 season behind a Jam Miller. So if Jam is not able to go for a couple of games earlier in the season, I see this basically being a running back by committee type of room. And take a look at this running back room in particular. There are a couple of different guys with different skill sets. You have Richard Young, who's probably a more complete back than probably a Daniel Hill and Dre Washington, but those guys are really power backs who can be shifty. Probably Daniel Hill is a little less shifty than a guy like Richard Young is in terms of him being an explosive running back, but they all carry different skill sets. Daniel Hill is a guy who has made tremendous strides throughout the spring and continued those strides throughout fall camp so far, with Kellen DeBoer going as far as to say that they are getting more and more comfortable with Daniel Hill after the Crimson Tide's first scrimmage. So I expect Daniel Hill to be a guy who gets a lot of carries if Jam Miller cannot go. I think we could have made an argument Daniel Hill would get snapped even if Jam Miller was ready to go. So Daniel Hill is a guy to watch out for. Dre Washington, a Louisiana transfer, who now becomes the Crimson Tide's most experienced active running back, is a guy to keep your eyes on. And also Richard Young, just based on his experience in this offense on last season, continued to get more and more snaps as the season progressed during the 2024 college football season. So he's a guy to know. So in my mind, at least based on what we have been hearing from Alabama's coaching staff, the first thing that kind of comes to mind that, hey, this running back room will probably go by committee, without Jam Miller being that featured number 1 running back. In the perfect world, if Jam Miller was ready to go at the beginning of this season, if he did not get injured, it will be him, and it probably would be a committee of guys behind him getting snapped. So that is the update I wanted to provide you guys with. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on our YouTube channel. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Subscribe to the notification bell. Be notified when we drop content on our YouTube channel.